Are you still thinking of go e-commerce? In this video, I'm going to show you how others built or started their e-commerce business. Are they perfect? Watch for yourself. The purpose of this channel is to help small business start and grow their e-commerce business. So if you want to build your e-commerce business, subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell. We publish weekly e-commerce tips. Now, I just wonder what's stopping you from going e-commerce or stopping you from starting your e-commerce session. Now, I'm going to show you how other small businesses are doing it right now. Are you interested to see? All right, let's go. Because of my business, I usually travel to China or I stay in China half of the time. So, watch this video. This is the large distribution center you can find in Guangzhou over in China. So now you can see usually this is the so-called fashion or ladies fashion distribution center. Now people are taking stock every day. You can see people, lots and lots of people there. Yeah. So this is the normal distribution centers. Yeah. So people just go there, pack stock. You can see all these stocks are packed, ready to go. And there are just courier service just outside the distribution center. You just drop the bag and then they will ship it to whatever location that you want. Let me show you now. The distribution center also has evolved over the time. This is the latest type of distribution center. Now there are some, they will have the traditional, maybe on the ground floor or the first 3 floors of the building, and then they have all this, some in the basement, or some of the shop has converted to be something like this. This will be the new distribution way, yeah, or the new Chinese e-commerce distribution. I mean, this lady, basically, she's like 18 years old, and every day she will just do all this show to sell all these clothings, yeah, and you can see people, a lot of people are doing live casts at the same time. Now it's different from people selling one by one, and you see she doesn't really sell, yeah. Now next time you want to know more how this works, I will do a separate video to explain to you how this works. And easily a day she can sell over like 100,000 Chinese yuan. Yeah, that's a lot in a day, or maybe live cast of 3 to 4 hours. I mean, these are small little shops, and imagine those are more famous one. Every day during their live cast of few hours, they can sell over like 100 million Chinese yuan. This is crazy. I have not started doing live casts even on my business or my e-commerce business, but just recently, last Saturday, a friend of mine said, hey, why don't you want to do one? And then I just try one. And then what I do is that I just put my experience, last 20 years of experience, how I do or market my consulting business, or so-called B2B marketing, into a package. And then on Saturday night, 9 o'clock, we have a live cast where my good friend William just interview me, and then I just talk about my experience, my program, and I sell my package. Now during that time, it's still not 100% completed, but I do market it during that time. Do you want to know how's the result? Right? Remember to subscribe. This I will do a separate video on this as a case study so that you can learn, and it's also a new experience for me. So live cast selling is something pretty new, and it works pretty well for e-commerce business, especially what I've seen in China. So if you're interested, try. Now what about factories? Some of my clients, they're small factories, they say, these are all retailers, yeah, or distributors. What about factory? Can factory also do that? Let me show you. I'm taking you to my Instagram. Now this is my Instagram profile. If you want to follow me on my Instagram, you can follow me at andrew.chen. Cheah, C-H-E-A-H. So in this Instagram profile, I also publish tips and things or news about e-commerce. So something like Facebook shops or many other stuff. That just show you this interesting thing. Have you guys seen this? It looks like a future cops, okay, or where they have all these robots, legs, structure to help them carry more. This is a food delivery career guy, food delivery guy in China. So it's crazy. E-commerce today is become their so-called normal daily life over in China. And even for small business or even any business today, e-commerce has become part of their standard operating procedures. All right, let me find that video on how they do live casts. All right, it's this one. Yeah, let me show you. Now this is crazy. This is happening inside the factory. They are basically selling clothing, like simple things, t-shirts. And you can see, I mean, there's so many people. These are like so-called the latest or the new sales people for the factory. They are selling. Now, just want to notice, are they using so-called sophisticated tools? I don't think so, right? So look at the tools that they are using. These are the normal things. So the normal things, and then they just started the live cast anyhow. So look at the tools that they use. These are normal, like tripods with some iPhone and some lightings. That's it. That they start. You see. So do they have a nice so-called environment, rooms and so on, background? No, this is the factory floor. You see, and this is even more interesting is that people know that they're buying direct from the factory. They feel it is more worth it. This is how it is right now. And am I really impressed with the Chinese entrepreneurs? They don't wait until everything is perfect, but they just do it. You see, they just do it and then they just keep improving and getting better and better. Because once you start selling, and then you got the money coming, you got cash flow coming, you can become better and better, reinvest back, right? So you see how much they can sell. They sell easily a few containers a day from selling to the consumers. So isn't that interesting? I'll show you more. So what do you think about that live cast in the factory? Isn't that interesting? Now let me tell you how I start my e-commerce. You see, when I was having my business in China, I think 9 or 10 years ago. So we have a factory in China. And during that time, the e-commerce just started. As a supply chain manager, as a background, I usually like to control my stock really well or really low so that we can free out the cash flow. So I started to use a lot on so-called online orders. Because in China, during even that time, like 9, 10 years ago, so when we order a component, if I order before 6 o'clock, 6 p.m., I will get my stock delivered to my factory by noon the next day. So it's that efficient. Now because of that, there's always this courier service guy coming in to our factory to do delivery. Now this guy, every day they will come to my factory and do delivery, and when we need to deliver something else, we will also ask him to help us. So basically he will come and deliver and pick it up stock at the same time. Initially, this guy comes in a motorbike like this. Yeah. Now this is not that guy, but it's just showing an example. He will come in a motorbike and deliver, and then we say that, hey, we have this, can you deliver for us? Yes. So he will just pick up the form. Now they just fill in the forms, and then he will help us to do delivery as well. So it comes in like this. Now, after, I can't remember, it's around like 6 to 9 months time, it's less than a year, he already upgraded himself to be like a tricycles. Yeah? As a motorized tricycles is a bigger so-called vehicles. So he can deliver more. Now it becomes like this. Then it continue. Now in the span of less than 2 years, he will upgrade himself to become like this, a small career service van. After it's around like 2 years time, or maybe less than that, this guy suddenly disappeared. Some other career service guy come and service us. Now, so I was like curious, where is this guy who services for like last 2 years? So I asked him, where is your friend? Now, this guy tell me that, no, that's my boss. So this guy is already go out and started his own career service company. This is so enterprising for the Chinese entrepreneurs. But to me, it opens up my eyes to see how fast is the growth of e-commerce. So that triggers me to start doing on e-commerce. So because as an entrepreneur, when you see opportunity and the growth is like this, are you going to do it? I don't know about you, but for me, this is the things that trigger me to start my e-commerce business. E-commerce or online presence today, to me, I believe is a must of doing business now. If you're still thinking, still on the edge, let me motivate you. I will show you more how or why you should. Now, I do not know what's stopping you. Some people may think that, do you need $1 million, or let's say not $1 million, even like 100 over thousands of software to run your e-commerce? The answer is no. It all depends on what you want. Let me show you an example. For example, if you look at this, in a normal traditional market, actually e-commerce store is the same as a normal shops, right? Now, this is a night market, or in Malaysia we call Pasar Malam. Do you shop in Pasar Malam? I don't know about you, I do, because you can find some of the interesting stuff and food there. You see, this is a Pasar Malam. Now, how much is to open up that store, the rental? How much is that? It's pretty cheap, right? Now, if you want really to open up a really cheap online store, there are also ways to do that. Can you open up a boutique store like this? This one? Of course, yes, but how much is the rental? How much is the decoration? It's a different thing. So it all depends on you, where your product is targeting which types of customers. Are you targeting Pasar Malam kinds of crowd, or are you targeting these types of people, maybe who shop in the mall? So first thing is that you have to be clear what kind of business model and your product is targeting to which market. Now, if you're not sure, I have an e-commerce course totally free right now for you. If you want, just go there in the description down below and click it and register. And in that course, I believe it's like 11 to 13 videos. Now talk about selecting the right target market. So first you got to understand the right target market, then what kind of store you want. If you're selling, let's say you're selling like branded goods, like for example LV, and you're selling in a Pasar Malam, can you do that? Even though you go and tell people that, hey, my LV is 100% authentic, people would think that, are you crazy? They will think that it's a fake product, you see. So we must understand what kind of market that we're targeting before we start. So this will decide what kind of e-commerce stores. You can actually start an e-commerce store at a very reasonable price at around $29 US. So this is something that you can start and build a very reasonable store. Of course, you want a lot of features, then you gotta add on. But if budget is a concern, start with a 29 and then start selling, get used to the process, and then slowly improve on the store. You don't have to be perfect to start. You just got to get it started immediately. If you would say that even $29 US is a big deal, you want to sell something like Pasar Malam, yes, you do. There are technology today that you can sell at even no cost at all. If you want to know how to sell at no cost at all, watch this video. I have a video to teach you to start a business with no cost at all. There are many different types of stores. In fact, there are ways to start a store with no cost at all. It is called Facebook Shop. Now, if you're interested to learn how to build your Facebook shop free of charge, do comments Facebook Shop in the comments below. Do comments below Facebook Shop, and I'll do a videos to show you how you can start your Facebook shop totally free of charge. It all boils down to what the target market wants. So Facebook shop may not be suitable for those if you have really want to build a branded store. It may not be good if you just have in a Facebook shop. But if budget is your constraint, then go for it. Okay, so now this is the time to go e-commerce now. If you're still thinking, or you have doubts, or you have questions, you can always leave your comments down below. If you're interested in e-commerce business tips, there are a lot of videos coming up. I just want to prepare for you. These are some of the videos I took, especially in China, that do not have time to edit it, but we will publish one by one every week to share to you. This is one of the shop, interesting shop, selling just like wet market vegetable and so on.
This is Andrew. I'm going to share with you one interesting thing about this shop called
It's basically an interesting shop that I'm going to share with you their strategy, how to get people in. I mean, just like me, even raining, I also go there and buy things that I want. Now, this is another one shop that I was just like following this lady everywhere, and I tell you why. Now this is a small supermarket in a small city in China, or they call it a second, third tier city, and today it already been acquired by Alibaba. There are a lot of interesting things happening, but I just want to tell you that you don't have to be perfect to really start. Just start off and then keep improving it and find something that suits you. So that's the most important.